Which hockey team is the best?
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Schwiener. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
Mission Rail and Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved equipment auctions are next Friday at 9 a.m., featuring a large selection of surplus municipal graders plus backhoes, dozers, wheel loaders, man lifts, skid steers, telehandlers, plus commercial trailers and more. Info at maauctions.com.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
Mission Rail and Auctioneering's next 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved industrial auctions are next Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Welcome to the Lowdown. Today's show, oh, those Oilers. On a night when fans got a chance to thank Connor McDavid, the Oilers found a way to wrestle defeat from the jaws of victory. Plus, Blue Jays dummy the Yankees, who looked like three stooges on the bases and in the field. And hello, Jack Roslovic. The Lowdown for Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings with 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com for details. As you know, we're live on YouTube and on Sports 1440 AM radio, online, iHeartRadio, sports1440.ca, and Radio Player Canada. After the show, we're out on Apple, we're out on Spotify, and then we tweet it out on X. We're getting there with Blue Sky. It's just taking us a little while. We're on Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, at JFenwick04, and at Sam W. 1440. Guest today, Bagged Milk, will join us from Oilers Nation. We'll talk about the Oilers game last night, about Roslovic and the season to come. And of course, Declanations will be Declan CFL today, as we are at the Thursday point in the week, and we're coming up on the weekend. First, we have the introductions. He tells people his favorite sport is ice hockey, but his real favorite sport is chess boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sam Wilness. Sam Wilness. He's so good at it, he's not actually here as the show begins. Sam, tell us a little bit about chess boxing.
Chess boxing?
You're an expert. I just told people that's your favorite sport, so don't blow this.
Well, you got to really, it's kind of like the perfect mix of brain and brawn, because, hey, if you don't get that checkmate, there's a good chance you can just bam.
That's not bad. You had to go outside. Did you get a spanking?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I saw you and Connor going out there, and sometimes when the producer goes out with Connor, they doesn't come back. So, look, it's like, you ever been on a farm? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next up, he tells people his favorite sport is basketball, but his real favorite sport is cheese rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick, everybody.
There's nothing I love more than chasing a wheel of parm down a hill. Got to be honest.
Josh, the visual on that is so powerful that I giggle. It's nothing against you. It's just funny. All right. He tells people his favorite sport is football, but his real favorite sport is extreme ironing. He once told me his dream is to iron a stranger in the Alps. It's Declan Krueger, everybody. Declan Krueger.
Ayo.
Do you iron?
John 3:16 verse the day. I don't iron that much.
Okay, because now you can the clothes now you can just throw them in the dryer and they basically are wrinkle free.
You know what? So many of my shirts shrink in the dryer. My favorite hoodie in the world. I was wearing it yesterday, and like I said, favorite hoodie in the world. I never put it in the dryer. I always hang dry it, but I thought, you know what? I don't want to waste the time of letting it hang dry for like 4 hours, putting it on, and it's still kind of damp. I'm just gonna throw it in the dryer.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it yesterday, and the sleeves have shrunk. It's like my favorite hoodie. I wear it all the time. It's that dark green one. I probably wear it like
I love that.
Oh, it's my favorite, and it's too short on the sleeves now. So long story short, I'm gonna start ironing my hoodies and my jeans and my cotton t-shirts.
Could you do you wash them in hot water or
cold water? It's the dryer. It drives me
Can
mental.
you dry them? Could you dry them like naturally? Do you have a
blow dryer?
Like a clothesline?
I definitely don't at my place. I live in an apartment. My girlfriend might have one at her place.
You wouldn't know because you don't pay any attention to that when you go over there.
She has so many TVs. There's just so many different places to watch football.
She has to have the living room that's like a sports bar in order for you to come over.
Well, no, I wouldn't put it that far because then I'm really kind of like, hey, cater to me, and I can't do that. That'd be too rude.
Team Dean says tumble dry, not high heat. Tumble dry. Do you ever think of that?
I put it on low heat, cold water. It's not like I'm buying like Laura Piano. Like this isn't like the highest quality fabric known to man. You know what I mean? So you just gotta live with it, I guess.
But you're gonna look a little bit like an ape here if you keep coming in with clothes that don't fit.
I know. Or I have to keep buying new clothes.
Well,
in which case I'm gonna need to keep stealing cash out of your wallet. No one wants wants any of these scenarios.
Fortunately, I'm dumb as a post, so that probably will work for you. All right, Oilers Flames last night. McDry line is flying. Ekholm, Bouchard, good. A lot of what else happened was not good. Okay, I like the Howard, Henrique, Tomasek line. I thought Tomasek with the assist that he made was really good. I really like the kid Ike Howard. He goes to the net, baby. He had a high danger, a couple of other looks, really nice, very aggressive around the net. Like that, he'll stand up for himself, like what Henry tried to do. Savoy didn't touch the puck enough. He's got to touch the puck more. I know he'll get there. That second line is not going to make it. I'm sorry. And we can talk about Jack Roslovic in a second, but I think the McDry line, as good as it is at 5-on-5, and they were really good last night, I think they're going to have to split them up. We'll see where Roslovic lands. But for me, I think that's it's going to happen sooner than later. I want to talk a little bit about Stuart Skinner. You know that I've been on Team Skinner. The problem is you develop a past, and I'm going to give you an example from another sport of a player who, like Stuart Skinner, everybody loves, everybody wants to succeed, but it sometimes doesn't work out. And the athlete is Mitch Williams, who threw that pitch to Joe Carter that he hit to the moon as the Toronto Blue Jays won their World Series, one of their 2 World Series. And Williams had a great fastball, but he'd walk the bases loaded and then he'd strike out the side. He was wildly inconsistent. He did not have great control or command of his fastball, even though it was the best in the league from closers. And Skinner is not at that level. He doesn't have so much skill that he's a no-brainer to use in a specific role, but he's a starting goaltender. The problem is that I think that the organization, the players, and maybe even the fans, after a time, you lose confidence. If he goes into the final next year, it'll be his 3rd final in a row. And at the very least, I think they're going to need a more substantial backup. And I suspect that at this point, Stan Bowman is going to focus on, I know they want to get a scoring winger. I know they want one by the deadline. And I know they've committed to Stuart Skinner this year. And I know it's early, but he does not instill confidence. And that 3rd goal that went in can't happen. There are all kinds of things he could have done with the puck, and he didn't do any of them. And I'm on Team Skinner. I think he's going to be a very good National Hockey League goaltender. But increasingly, I think it's not going to be in Edmonton, and that's a damn shame. I appreciate what Stan Bowman is doing. I appreciate the new goaltending coach, and I hope it works out. But this was a stand and deliver season for Stuart Skinner, and chapter 1 was exactly the same as the previous chapters. And at some point in time, you have to do 3 words: let it go. And I think that We'll see how the rest of this year rolls out. But this was set up to be, he's in better shape. He's moving better. But this is I think, just like Mitch Williams with the Philadelphia Phillies in that World Series, you get all the way there and you get your hopes dashed. And I think it's hard to come back from that. There's a belief that you have to have in your goaltender. And Stuart Skinner has done this before. And he's also been brilliant before. But you need to have consistency. In baseball, it's called command. A pitcher needs command. And I felt like Stuart Skinner last night was not in command of that game, in a very important part of the game. And I'll even go farther. I think one of the reasons that Calgary shot the puck into him was to make him make a decision. And at this point, that's a net negative. That's a downbeat for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll see how it goes. This is game one. You don't want to overreact, but it's a lot more than game one of this season that we're talking about on the resume. And understand, I'm a Skinner supporter. I want to see him do well. This isn't me going after a guy after ripping him for 3 years. I have never ripped Stuart Skinner, and I'm not doing it now. I'd sure like hell for him because I love to see players come up and perform well with their draft team and develop and become part of the solution. And I still think he can be. But that was a tough game last night, and I give full credit to the Calgary Flames. If you're going to beat a team that's better than you on paper, then you have to take advantage of their weaknesses, and that shot in from center ice was, in my opinion, an absolute tell about where the Calgary Flames think the Edmonton Oilers are the weakest. And that may not change this year, and that means they're going to have to change the goaltender. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's not, I don't think it's lost on the listeners that I'm a little more anti-Stuart Skinner than you are. The first goal, very fluky. Goes off Phil's skate. Don't blame him for the first goal. The second goal, I actually thought was a high stick.
It was.
But that happens. For sure. The third, and I thought Stuart Skinner made 2 really good saves in this game. I thought he had a great, and I've really criticized him for his lateral movement, but I thought it was either in the third. It must have been in the third because I don't think it was in overtime. He got across his crease laterally pretty well and got the pad out.
I thought it was great save.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Now the third goal, this is kind of where everyone's going to point to and say, "Come on, what are we doing?" I'm going to say the same thing. Complete mental error by him, and I think you got to throw Evan Bouchard as well into that. You have to play the puck quicker in that scenario. You absolutely have to. You have to make a decision. Now, Chris Knobloch came out in his post-game press conference, and he said, listen, you're not going to go an 82-game season without making mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. Sure, Chris, that's true, I guess. But they cannot happen like that. There are mental errors. This was a mental error, but there are mental errors. And then there's something like this where it's just throw your hands up and say, like, how does that happen? That's more like what that third goal was. And listen, yeah, it's going to happen throughout the duration of the season. But for it to happen in game one in a Battle of Alberta, when the season's just getting rolling, when you're at home, when you're, defending Western Conference champions, you kind of scratch your head and say, man, I don't like, what are we doing here? So yeah, it's got to get short up. Absolutely. I thought he played well overall. Honestly, I don't like that one was terrible. And that one, I guess, probably ended up costing them the game, but
well, I think he played well afterwards. They lost on a lengthy shootout. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just for me, the bigger story was obviously Stuart Skinner's error. We're talking about that now. But overall, I thought they just played really lackluster as a team. Like
the first half of the game was brilliant.
Yeah, then they completely took the foot off the gas. And I was really impressed with Tomasek.
No.
Ike Howard almost had a really filthy goal. Matt Savoy, I don't know where you come out on him. He was a little less noticeable for me.
He didn't touch him enough. Players like that have to touch the puck.
Yeah. But overall, that back half of the game was just incredibly lackluster, turnover riddled, air filled, and
I feel like the Edmonton Oilers could win that game most of the time. They've just got to get another stop or two. Lowetide, what goalie do you pursue to bring in over Skinner from Ankerton Boys? Well, that's the question. There wasn't really anybody. I know people keep clamoring about Connor Ingram, and we may well see him here. But we've looked at his resume, and what you're looking for is 3 seasons, 3 consistent seasons. And Stuart Skinner, Calvin Pickard, and Connor Ingram have been unable to provide that so far in their NHL career. So we'll see. But that was a very disappointing way to start the season. And I'm pro Skinner. But at some point in time, you've lost 2 Stanley Cup finals. Are you going to invest a third one in Stuart Skinner? I think if you're Stan Bowman, you can't afford to, unless he shows you a lot this year. And game 1 is part of this year. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about Jack Roslovic. Seeing a lot of stuff online about, well, he's inconsistent. I don't think that's really what he is. If you go back, again, I talk about 3 seasons. I want to see 3 seasons worth of production from any player. Roslovic in the last 3 years at 5-on-5 scoring, 1.87 points per 60, 1.78 points per 60, and 2.1 points per 60. He's around 50% expected goal share in all 3 of those seasons. I think this is a player. Now, where are you gonna put him? Right wing. So you've got like stack him and rack him at that position. I think Kapanen would probably be the guy who slid out of the roster. I don't see Savoy going down. I'm not sure who exactly will be waived to make room for him, although that might be out there by now. I should look at that. Do we have anything on waivers, boys?
It's a great question. Checking right now. Listen, I'm not trying to be a poor workman blaming his tools, but my computer is not being my friend today, which is tough when you need to look up waiver wire moves.
I thought you were going to blame Josh.
No,
I really did. That's where I was headed.
Josh is doing great.
No, but he should be looking up the waivers. That's where I was going. That's how my brain works.
No waivers announced.
David Gustafson has been waived by Winnipeg Jets. The Oilers eventually have to. Now they've signed him, but they don't have to put him on the roster yet, right? He hasn't played yet?
Yeah.
So when they do, they'll have to make a move because you've got to make roster move. So anyway, I think Roslovic is a great pickup.
There were reports that Roslovic turned down $4 million from Toronto over the summer and $3 million from Edmonton over the summer. So this is a guy who it seems like overplayed his hand a little bit. But if you're signing 1 year at 1.5, like I would have to imagine as a UFA who's a 20 goal scorer, you look at the prospect of being on a skill line with McDavid or Draisaitl, and your eyes light up because of the prospect of what you may be able to do in goal totals, to then go take that to the open market. It sucks to miss out on $4 million in Toronto or $3 million with the same team earlier in the summer. But if you're betting on yourself, obviously, Skinner, Arvidsson didn't, quite work out that way in terms of their goal totals. But if you're Roslovic and you see I have a chance to go get 30 here on one of those top 2 lines, and you really believe you can do it, fair play to him.
Yeah. Talk really briefly about the Toronto Blue Jays. Congratulations to them. They had a wonderful series. They lost 1 game, and they were just hammerheads in that one. They were impersonating the New York Yankees. The Yankees are terrible. Their base running decisions, the ability to catch and throw the ball is a fundamental, and they don't have any of those. They've got Aaron Judge, Jazz Chisholm. I love the Schlittler guy. I think Carlos Rodon is a good pitcher. But there's a lot of holes in this roster, and I don't know. I don't understand why they're playing some guys, and Ben Rice should play every day. It's a mixed up, weird team, and the Red Sox should be ashamed of themselves for not getting past them in the playoffs. Yankees need a lot of work, and I don't know where they start. And one of these days, Aaron Judge isn't going to hit like a bazillion home runs every year. And then they're going to be an afterthought in that division.
Maybe sooner than later. He's 33.
Yeah, and he does get injuries from time to time. So, I mean, God, and I'm reading, like I read, I can't remember what who wrote it, but it was like, the Yankees just lost. Toronto played well. Yes, Toronto did play well, but the Yankees didn't give themselves a chance. They really did not. I mean, and when they did, like Schlittler last night was pitching brilliantly well. Get him some runs and maybe run the bases properly and maybe catch the damn ball. If I'm a Yankees fan, I'm still pissed today, I got to say. And I'm not. I don't care about the New York Yankees, although I am absolutely delighted that they employed Tim Raines, and Tim Raines got his World Series ring. I'm thrilled by that. But That was embarrassing. The Yankees should be ashamed of themselves. Okay, on the way, we have bagged milk at 1:40 today. We have Declination CFL, and rumors are straight ahead. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
It's Midnight Madness at the Brick. Stores close Friday to lower prices, then reopen at 5 p.m. with incredible 7-hour deals. The first 10 customers get $50 to spend on anything in store. Score free local delivery when you spend $4.99 or more. Plus, buy any TV or appliance and get a $50 credit to spend on furniture, decor, or mattresses. And take 5 years, pay with 0 interest on your Flexity card. OAC terms and conditions apply. See in-store for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is sounding the call. Don't struggle through winter with a furnace you can't trust. For maintenance before winter strikes, call Legacy. Call Legacy. For furnace tune-ups and repairs to give peace of mind. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Or to scrap your old furnace for a brand new high-efficiency one. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your new furnace, it's gotta be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved heavy truck auctions are next Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tritum, tandem, and single axle trucks, including tractors, diggers, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Backed by popular demand, Folsom Prison Revisited. The story of one of the greatest concerts in history returns to the Jubilee Auditorium. November 22nd. Step back in time before, during, and after this iconic Johnny Cash performance. Featuring Devin Brain from $1 Million Quartet and an all-star band. You'll relive an event that changed the life of Johnny Cash and changed music forever. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca and at the Jubilee box office. Brought to you by Stars and Stories Live.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved equipment auctions are next Friday at 9 a.m. featuring a large selection of surplus municipal graders plus backhoes, dozers, wheel loaders, man lifts, skid steers, telehandlers, plus commercial trailers and more. Info at maauctions.com.
He knows all about the Expos and Oilers. It's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings, 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. WolfGMCBuick.com. You know, you played before we came back, you played the beginning of You Can't Always Get What You Want, and then you went with Paint It Black. I was just interested in your thought process there, Sam.
Really, I don't think You Always Get What You Want doesn't have that good of an opening, especially for like a radio type of show. Painted Black, you have that little bit of a better, like, just simple, nice little guitar intro, and then it goes into the singing, and it's just a lot easier to control than having a choir of little kids.
All right. Well, not little kids, but and the French horn is gorgeous. On You Can't Always Get What You Want.
Great song.
You know, I'm sad. I really like that song. I'm sick of Painted Black. I've heard it too much. Old people grumbling. Rumor is brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. Great Canadian Solar has been helping homeowners and businesses harness the power of the sun for 15 years. Invest in solar and yourself. GreatCanadianSolar.com. I want to show this to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the font on the promo and live spot read that I have. Every week it gets smaller because Declan is evil.
Hey, I just printed.
Evil.
I don't choose the font.
EVIL. Evil. You say whatever you want. The font is now, this is like Invincible 2 is what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
Jets are expected to activate Jonathan Taves from IR. Miranda Tesh has him playing tonight. I'm very pleased by that. You know, Winnipeg is like, you know, they're like the Saskatchewan Roughriders in a way, where you can cheer for them until they're really good and start winning Grey Cups, or in this case, Stanley Cups. You know, the Jets were like the little brother back in the old days. They were a really good team, but they never got by Edmonton. Like, they were in the same division as Calgary and Edmonton. What the hell are you going to do? Poor Dale Howard, Chuck. And that's sort of Winnipeg now. Once they bite you in the ass and win a Stanley Cup, then all bets are off. Sabres are expected to activate Owen Power from IR, one of the great names of any defenseman ever in the National Hockey League. Michael McLeod is signed with KHL's Avangard Omsk. A lot of people said he was going to sign, I think, with Carolina. You know about the Oilers signing Jack Roslovic. I ran the numbers, and I have to tell you, this is I think people are misunderstanding what this is. This is a guy who can, like, out of the box score for the Edmonton Oilers at 5-on-5. That's a really valuable skill. And his outscoring at 5-on-5 over the last 3 years, remember, we always look for 3 years because that tells us that's, what is it, kids? An established level of ability. And he has that. Roslovic is bona fide. He didn't sign because he waited too long. He's like Declan when he negotiates with the company. It's like, no, I'm worth more than that. And then pretty soon, you know, he's got to, you know, think about himself, and then he signs for less.
You know, Chris Knobloch, again, like, he was asked in the post-game presser, like, where it's just about Jack, and he kind of said, yeah, he's like a guy who's going to add to our, you know, 5-on-5 depth scoring. I believe that's what he said. So I wonder if, like, is he going to come in and play, like, is he going to play on the third line with Henrique and Tomasek? Is he, like, what happens to, like, Howard? Because
I have him with Podkolzin and Philp. He'll replace Kapanen. That line, by the way, played the second most minutes at 5-on-5 last night.
And then where's Kapanen go? Sent down, press box.
Well, I
like Kapanen's game. I thought Kapanen played well last night.
But the four right wingers are Tomasek, Savoy, Kapanen, and Frederick. I mean, this team is deep enough now that somebody really good is going to have to sit.
Yeah.
I think it's Kapanen.
I don't know if I'd said Kapanen.
Well, I guess we've got
to.
Hey, and we've never done a bet, have we?
No.
So pick a name. I said Kapanen. You pick a name.
Oh man.
Who is Roslovic? Not who's going to get waived.
Yep.
Who is Roslovic replacing in the starting lineup? I say Kapanen.
It's a really good question. I look at, man, I don't think they would do it, but I don't think it's out of the question. It's Ike or it's Savoy.
Okay, pick one.
I don't know, man. Now that I'm really getting my hand held to the fire, it makes me think.
The bet is a dinky toy. You can just give me the Hot Wheels, but
maybe it is Kapanen.
Oh, does it? What the hell?
No, because I'm looking down at the line combos.
You're the worst bettor in history.
No, you know what? I'll put. I don't really believe this, but I'll put my stake in the ground and I'll say Ike Howard. I don't believe that at all, but I'll say it. Ike Howard. That's my answer, I guess.
Josh Fenwick.
I don't want to take out.
Could you give me a? Could you like? Is he the word? Like, we set up this bet, and then he picked Kapanen. I also picked Kapanen.
I didn't. I just looked down the line combos.
What is it we're trying to do on the show?
It'll be Ike Howard.
A lot of nothing. We're trying to do a lot of nothing with this show.
I mean, I
Coward.
set it up dinky toy. Who can even just give me the Hot Wheels?
Kapanen, I thought played well last night. And
I'm
he's
not saying
he's
he
kind of
didn't.
an established vet, not but
They got him on waivers a year ago. Let's be real.
yeah.
Look, here's the thing. Savoy and Ike Howard could sit out a game or two, but they're not going to sit out a long time.
Probably.
Kapanen is what he is, and he could sit. The other
he also
person is
fills
Phil.
a role.
Sure, everybody does.
Yeah, because Roslovic, like he'll play center.
Well, he can, but he's not like. I think he's better on the wing.
I think he's probably better on the wing as well, but he's listed officially as a center.
I'd love to see him on the wing with like Henrique, and then he can take the strong side faceoffs, and Henrique can take the strong side faceoffs. I wouldn't mind that either, but I think Tomasek is going to stay in the lineup. Did you see that pass?
Tomasek, I thought played really well.
Yeah,
he was getting
really
power play time. He was trusted to go in the shootout. He was the fourth shooter.
Yeah, they
I thought
they
Tomasek
hugged
had a
him.
good
Did you see
game.
Leone? Give him a big hug.
Yeah.
It's like a member of the team.
That set play on the power play, he had a real nice touch pass between the legs.
I thought Evan Bouchard's shootout attempt should be in the Louvre. What about you?
That was the worst shootout attempt. Now I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to catch Dustin not being set.
Mm-hmm.
And who was it? Kapanen after who did that and rung it off the post?
I think it was.
Yeah, because Kapanen actually did it, and it was off the bar. He rung it off the bar. He froze Dustin Wolf. Dustin Wolf didn't move. That's what Evan Bouchard was trying to do there, but he was way too far out. There was nothing on the shot. It was a little flick of the wrist snapper. Like Dustin Wolf was almost like, "What? This is the shot that's coming at me." And besides getting undressed by Leon Draisaitl, hilarious fashion, by the way, Dustin Wolf was like his flexibility and his athleticism was really on display in that shootout. I was really impressed.
I liked a lot about the Oilers game, and two things that I really liked was the skill and the speed. I think they're a faster team than they were a year ago. And that's why I don't want Savoy to come out of the lineup.
I think they're a faster team as well. I think I'm not going to say I think they're a more mistake-laden team, but I just think when you have a roster this young, there's more, potential for mistakes.
sure.
Obviously, that goes without saying. And I think they maybe have a little less
savoir-faire.
They just have a little less of an ability, it seems like, to recover from said mistakes than maybe they did a year ago. And I think a lot of that will get worked out, throughout the duration of the season. But I think it's kind of where it is right now.
Right now, I would love to see them move McDry apart, put McDavid
For sure.
and then Draisaitl on the second line.
For sure.
Man, I'm telling you, that would be good.
What do you think of Trent Frederick up there with them? I didn't think it looked that good.
Frederick is a complimentary player. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He like the only 5-on-5 goal the Oilers had where David Frederick and Mangiapane were on the ice together. They have 42 seconds, and what a shot by Mangiapane.
I saw that and I was like, is he going to score 40 this year? Like that was a sniz.
Do you know, I hate to say this. God, I hate to say this. But do you know who called it? Who said it was going to be a brilliant signing?
Was it you?
No, it was Josh.
Josh, man. Well, he knows.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
He knows puck.
Well,
but it was a heck of a shot.
What did we have him doing? What was his passion? Cheese rolling is what he knows.
Cheese rolling, chess boxing. I don't think you gave me one.
I did, as a matter of fact. You weren't paying attention, though.
I was writing an article. I'm a writer now.
Always.
Yep.
You're,
what are you going to do?
You are the extreme ironing expert.
That's right. Then we talked about me ironing my hoodies from here on out.
Yeah. I stole that line, iron a stranger in the Alps. I stole that from The Big Lebowski.
What a good movie. Little touch overrated for my money, but
you shut your mouth. Are you kidding me? All the crap movies that you recommend,
I have,
and you're on his side.
I
with
have
that
really good taste in movies.
Goofball, no talent.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and
Brad
you're
Pitt runs
ripping
circles around Jeff Bridges and John Goodman and Steve Buscemi, Tara Reid,
like in a race, but not as an actor.
Hey, Jeff Bridges is great, but I'm giving the edge to Brad Pitt.
Well, that says more about you than it does about Brad Pitt.
What did you think about how they how they ran out that lineup in the shootout?
Well, I mean,
because after it got past like Ike Howard, I was kind of like, man, does anyone have hands really?
You know who they used to run out there all the time was Matt Hendricks, and he was really good at it. He had this swoop move. It was really, I don't know if you saw it. I kind of moved my body.
Yeah.
like anybody could tell what the hell Matt Hendricks did based on my swoop move, but he was really good at it. And people would go, what's he doing? And then he'd score. and everybody would be happy. So you never know with that. Coaches have inside knowledge, and sometimes they go with a hot hand, but it was a little early. The little baby fan thinks the Big Lebowski is overrated. It's too low.
Those two aren't even
Lil Baby.
remotely related.
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby is as many Billboard songs as Paul McCartney and Prince. But like the Big Lebowski is like the Coen brothers. Listen, they are amazing directors. The Big Lebowski is like their sixth best movie.
Oh, but that's because there's so many great
Yes,
movies.
it is. No Country for Old Men, better. Raising Arizona, better.
Well,
Fargo, better.
But this is not right because
Brother,
these are
Where
all
Art Thou?
great movies, man. Like
I know they're victims of their own success.
Raising Arizona is a better movie, but that's like, geez, I mean, so it was like it's better than Barton Fink, and Barton Fink's a really good movie.
Who was the actor in that one?
With the high hair?
Yeah. Hey, shout out Jerry's text about this discussion. Well, yeah, that's like your opinion, man. I love the callback to the Big Lebowski.
John
there with
Turturro
Jerry.
is the.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and John Goodwin is in that movie too. That's a great movie. That is a great movie.
Great
Honestly,
directors.
We should one day do a ranking of Miller's Crossing is theirs too, right?
Yeah.
Love Miller's Crossing.
They're great, man.
Honestly,
they're phenomenal. I love movies.
How many Brad Pitt movies are Coen movies? How many times have the Coens called him?
Has he ever been in a Coen Brothers movie?
Oh, really? That can't be. He's such a great actor.
This is my favorite text. David, not thinking Brad Pitt is a great actor is a crazy take. I couldn't agree more, David. Listen, is he the best actor of all time? No. Is he a phenomenal Oscar-winning actor? Yes, he is.
First day of listening to Lowetide since the finals. Glad to be back, LOL. What's the lineup with Jack when Hyman is back? Up 3-0 and lose in an 8-round shootout. WTF, Jamie and Beaumont. I'm not sure. Like, Janmark has to come back. They've got to get Roslovic on the roster. I think one of the defensemen's gone, probably Stetcher, and I think they might try to trade Janmark.
I think Janmark's. I think it's over.
Oh.
I liked what Janmark did 2 years ago, especially on the penalty kill in the playoffs. I liked the idea of what he could be last year. When you look at this Oilers roster, do you see a spot for Matthias Janmark?
No, but the coach might. And the coach,
I don't know, man.
They listen to the coach over me. I don't understand it, but
I have a real tough time looking at this forward group and saying, yeah, that's where I'm playing Matthias Janmark. And I like Matthias Janmark.
James says, every time I tune in, he's slagging Big Lebowski. Suspend him immediately. We should show you what they do to the stranger in the Alps is what we should do. Remember when he's beating up on that car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They had to change the verbal on that, by the way. Did you know that?
No.
In the original? Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Burn After Reading, Brad Pitt. That's good. There was somebody else, and Meet Joe Black is also, I thought, might be his best. And I did like World War Z.
It's a fun one.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's his level.
Yeah, it's fun.
Right. He could star in like the Archie movie.
To the texter's question about what does the line look like with when Roslovic is in and Zach Hyman's back, I think your forward group this is what I would do. I would have Mangiapane on the left wing.
Mm-hmm.
McDavid is my center.
Yeah.
Hyman is my right winger.
Right,
that's my top line.
I like that.
My second line, Draisaitl is my center. Probably Frederick as my right winger.
I'm not doing that, but you go ahead.
And then, well, I'm trying to think who slides in on that left side there. I guess, I don't know. Like, do you put Ike Howard there?
I put Leon Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Matt Savoy.
I'm cool with
Nuge with Ike Howard and probably Roslovic. Although
so
I'd
Trent
like
Frederick's
a bigger
a fourth
guy.
liner
No, I'd put Frederick on the right wing.
So Roslovic is a fourth liner?
Well, maybe. This comes in from Colin. Brad Pitt is a bleeping T-shirt at best. And we have to take a break. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, Incredible! The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Edmonton Elks Campus Clash is back, presented by Innova. October 11th versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, featuring $18 student tickets, food and drink specials, after party at Auburn's Ice District, and you could win a trip to Cancun. Tickets at GoElks.com.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and I know a lot about how RVs work. I post videos on Facebook every week showing the weak points and how failures can occur. But even I don't winterize my own RV.
What are you saying, Rick? You don't think you could do it?
Oh, sure, Bob, I could do it, but I couldn't do it at a professional level. When you expect your RV to survive the harsh northern Alberta winter, this is no place for hobbyists. And I don't service used RVs all day, every day. Instead, I hired people smarter than me to do that sort of work. That's the team that winterizes my trailer, the same team that'll winterize yours.
Your RV service team works 12 months of the year repairing and maintaining used RVs.
That's right, Bob. If you want your RV working right in the spring, the real work happens now, in the fall. Our winterization packages start at just $99, and that includes a full report in writing. No surprises, just the great outdoors waiting for you when the last of the snow melts.
And that's No Bull.
NobleRV.ca.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. You're playing really good music, Sam. Are you getting help from somebody?
No, these are all off the top of my head.
Who's your favorite band ever?
Ooh, okay. That is a big question because I listen to a lot of music.
2-hour show, Sam.
I think if I'm gonna have to go with any band through any generation, I'm going to have to go
stalling.
Don't let them bully you.
We're going to do AC/DC for now.
Okay. All right. There you go. One of the great guilt bands ever. Like, you know, you're driving down the road and, you know, you're in a society here. You want people to think well of you. And then Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap comes on. And you got to make the decision. Do I turn this up and look like I'm 18 at the light when I'm 60? Or do I play it cool and, you know, only turn it up when I'm driving?
Well, then you also have Knocking on Heaven's Door. You also have November Rain, just like so many other classics as well.
Did they do Knocking on Heaven's
Or no,
Door?
I think that's Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I think. That actually might be my pick then. Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you want to run through the NFL, or do we want to do that tomorrow?
We can do it right now.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, the reason I want to talk about it is because I just the Eagles were playing the Giants, and I assume that everybody thinks the Eagles are going to win, and I'm sure they will. But they're just not impressive to me, and probably a Super Bowl hangover. But they don't look like they're in it.
Listen, like there's not looking in it, but there's also being 4-1. Like they're winning games, and they've beaten good teams along the way. Like Kansas City, they're 2-3 right now, but we know what the Chiefs are. You know, the Bucks, 4-1 team.
Are you saying I'm like
Rams?
You're saying like I'm Brad Pitt and I'm spoiled?
No, I wouldn't say like spoiled, but as an Eagles fan, I think the understanding is kind of to a degree is like they're kind of going to find ways to win games, and even if it's not the prettiest thing, you don't have to worry about it being the prettiest thing because it's about W's and L's, and the Eagles are going to rack up a lot of them.
Speaking of, I was very impressed with the Broncos last week, and they're playing the Jets on Sunday morning early. Thoughts on that one?
Oh man, the Jets are so bad again, as always. It's honestly kind of impressive how they can get a new head coach in Aaron Glenn, and they can get a new quarterback in Justin Fields, who's a talented guy who they give a lot of money to, and they can theoretically have this good defense and still be this bad. The NFL just said go play in England. We don't care anymore. The line is 6.5. It probably should be more. The Jets are like the thing with the Saints and with the Titans, who are two other really bad teams. Like they at least look like they have fight in them.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets haven't really looked like they've had fight in them.
That's fair.
And that's a really tough spot to be. Like if you're going to be bad, you have to at least have fight in you. And the Jets don't seem to.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny that. Seahawks, Jaguars.
Ooh, in Jacksonville, Seahawks favored by 1.5.
Jacksonville's 4-1.
Both teams, I think, are just kind of good. I think both teams are just kind of good.
How do you like the quarterback in Jacksonville?
Trevor Lawrence, he's really talented. He was obviously.
I think he needs to do something with his hair.
He needs to for who he is and how much he gets paid and where he's drafted. He's never quite bad enough where you're like, ooh, it's a problem, but he's also not quite good enough where you're like, this is all worth it.
So he's the David Legwand of the NFL.
No, like he is good, and he that game against the Chiefs on Monday where he was down and slipped twice and was able to get up and scramble and get into the end zone.
Somebody should have just touched him.
He is good, and I think the Jags might be okay, but I still like. If they finish 11-6 or 12-5, I think everyone to a degree will still kind of be nervous. Like, are they really good?
Real?
Yeah.
Chargers 3-2 at the Dolphins 1-4.
Dolphins are also really bad. They're in a really, really bad spot as well. And I don't know, like the Chargers should win this one. Another bounce back spot, but the Chargers are so beat up. The line's 3.5. It's in Miami for the Chargers. It should be more, but the Chargers are just so hurt on their offensive line. Connor Halley has a great stat. Justin Herbert has been pressured 81 times this season so far. Josh Allen was pressured 80 times all of last season. That speaks to what the Chargers offensive line is. They should beat Miami because Miami's not very good, but things could get worse before they get better this season in LA because of all those injuries.
I'm going to make a statement. You tell me if it's true or false. Rams on the road, free bingo card because they're playing the Ravens. Rams 3-2, Ravens 1-4.
It's certainly looking like it. They're
That's
7.5 point favorites. This just might be the season to throw out the tape for the Ravens. Like this just might be the season you forget. Cincinnati kind of had that season last year. They obviously ended up finishing 9-8 after winning their last 5 and barely missed out on the playoffs, but it was a season to forget. This might be that for the Ravens. Like it honestly might just be one where you're like, we're not going to be any good this year. We'll work on some things. We'll short up. This is the season you throw out.
Then we've got the Cardinals on the road at 2-3 and Indianapolis Colts, who are one of the big stories of the year. They're 4-1.
Yeah, they're just good. They're honestly just good. Their defense is good. Their offense is good. They are just a good football team. I like them to win this one, and I like them to. Arizona might cover because 7.5 is It's a big line.
Mm-hmm.
And Arizona, I know they lost to the Titans. They're not that terrible. They're not good. But I like Indianapolis.
When were the Colts this good?
I mean, probably like one of the Andrew Luck years.
Yeah.
Because since then, they've had like a billion different washed up veteran
It
quarterbacks.
took them so long to get over the Andrew Luck loss.
Yeah, it did. And listen,
I think that was organizational too. They just couldn't get over it.
that for sure. And I don't like how they went about their quarterback situation because they had a rotating cast of Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz and these old washed up quarterbacks who just came in and Matt Ryan and just played for a year and did nothing. And then they were like, we got to find a quarterback. They found a quarterback and pretty much abandoned him after a year in Anthony Richardson. But to their credit, it's worked out this time with Daniel Jones so far.
Right.
So.
And that was a long shot with Jones. Dallas Cowboys 2-2-1, Carolina Panthers 2-3. I wonder if Jerry's going to lift the finger again.
It might be Dave Canales. He likes to flip off fans too. I think Dallas wins like 38-35, just a high scoring, crazy, bad game, mistake ridden.
Okay. 3-2 Patriots at the 1-4 Saints, man. Tell me something good.
Well, they picked up their first win last week. A win is a win. They'll win 3 games, 4 games. I don't know. They'll win a game they're not supposed to here and there. Might be this week. Patriots are good, but they're not world beaters. That said, they should win this game on the road.
Cleveland Browns 1-4 at the 3-1 Steelers. They're always in it, man. The Steelers they could play without a quarterback and they'd find a way to be 3-1.
Steelers are going to win that division. Like look at it. The Steelers are going to win that division.
They are. All they have to do is show up and be consistent. They've been good forever.
All they got to do is like go 10-7. They're going to win that division.
No.
Is what it is.
2 1-4 teams. Titans at Raiders.
Hilarious game. The Titans are going to win like 2 or 3 games this year, but I like what I've seen from Cam Ward. He's a gamer. He's got real skill. He's got real talent. I guess I'll pick the Raiders to win at home. Who cares about this game? Both these teams suck. And I was higher on the Raiders than they've ended up being. But keep your eye out for Cam Ward. As a number 1 pick, Tennessee's got something there.
Okay, 49ers 4-1 injuries, but they're 4-1 in Tampa Bay and a 4-1 Buccaneers team.
Yeah, game of the week, really. Honestly, I like Tampa to win this one at home in a really just good game. Yeah, really good game. Right. Yeah.
Bengals 2-3 at the Packers 2-1-1.
Green Bay is favored by 14.5 in this game. That is just a shocking line.
That's unfair.
This is the second time this season Joe Flacco's had to play the Packers, by the way, because he had to do it in week 3 with the Browns. Now he has to do it in week 6 with the Bengals. Hilarious. I expect Green Bay to win this one by a lot. Bengals are so bad.
This should be a really good game. Lions 4-1 at the Chiefs 2-3.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Chiefs favored in this one by 1.5. I think that line's deserved. I think the Chiefs probably find a way to win this one and get to 3-3, even though they have a really tough go here in regard to opposition. I still can't see them going 2-4.
Okay. Monday nighter, Buffalo Bills at the Falcons. Bills 4-1, Falcons 2-2.
Fun one, isn't it? Bounce back week for the Bills. Bounce back week. I think they win this one big.
And then the other game, Bears 2-2, Commanders 3-2.
Gotta think the Commanders take care of business at home.
How much do the Eagles win by tonight?
28.
Oh, I'll have to watch it then.
21. Nah, 14. Nah, 17. 31-14.
This is what I love about our listeners. John, 1252. John texts in 1-833-401-1440. Further to my text of September 9th at 12:45 regarding why Richard Harris says MacArthur's Park rather than the song's actual title, MacArthur Park, I have the album. What an awesome song. And Richard Harris is an actor, but it was a massive hit. I prefer the Donna Summer version. Don't shoot me. I have to say, if you're a Steelers fan, really, what do you have to bitch about over the last 45 years?
Yeah.
55 years.
Yeah. It's been a great run, and it's been a consistent run.
Your whole lifetime, Declan.
What I will say, the last 10, you've been stuck in mediocrity.
Okay, but hear me out. You're mid-20s.
Mhm.
How many really bad years have your Rough Riders given you?
A few, for sure.
How many bad years have your Buffalo Bills given you?
More, definitely.
Right.
More.
Sure.
JP Lossman days.
Tyrod
Taylor, Ryan
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick.
you bet.
Nathan Peterman.
So if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, well, you're going to go, 2021, man. I don't know. I was real upset.
Yeah, but now it's been like 10 years, maybe not quite 10 years, but it's been more mediocre than anything.
They're going to win the division.
This year they are going to win the division, but they're not going to win a Super Bowl.
Well, they need a quarterback.
And they're never they're never bad enough to really draft high and be able to rebuild their team that way. And in the last 10 years, they haven't been good enough to really compete.
EG says Hurts is a fraud. Dak is MVP. Look, Hurts has the Super Bowl ring, and he's been there twice. I like Dak. I do. It's not his fault that he was drafted by an old man. Moneyball, best sports movie ever. Slapshot is really good, I have to say. Moneyball is excellent. I love Moneyball. Bang the Drum Slowly, a very good sports movie. Hoosiers. Did you see Hoosiers?
Of course.
Great movie. Brad Pitt isn't in that one either.
What's the one about? Is it the defense, or I think it's the offensive lineman who is going to play for the Colts? That one's a good movie.
Are you talking about The Blind Side with Michael Orr? He didn't play for the Colts, though.
Maybe.
He played for the Ravens.
Yep.
He's talking about one of these movies.
It's a Harlequin romance, isn't it?
Burlsworth or something like that. He goes to Arkansas. He plays O-line.
Oh, yeah, that was a great
and
story. He was a
walks
walk-on.
on
He was a walk-on.
to
You mean-
Arkansas, and then he gets drafted to the Indianapolis Colts.
Do you mean Rudy?
No. Big offensive line. True story.
Yeah.
Fat guy who just walked onto Arkansas's team, and I think he was an All-American.
Yes, because there's an award named after him now.
Rudy.
Not Rudy. Rudy was a bad dude.
It's Rudy.
No, it was Brandon Burlsworth.
Do you know how many great movies have been made
He
about
was first team All-American.
the Philadelphia Eagles? There's
Not a
Invincible.
lot.
There's Silver Linings Playbook.
Invincible, not good. Silver Linings Playbook, not really about the Eagles.
And there was a great It's Always Sunny episode about the Super Bowl.
I'll give it to It's Sunny. You know the best movie about the Philadelphia Eagles?
Probably
it's number one with a bullet. Super Bowl 50.
The Invincible is a great movie.
Invincible is not a great movie.
It's pretty good.
What you're talking about?
It's pretty good.
Maybe it'd be a better movie if Brad Pitt was in it. Mark Wahlberg can't act
Oh, what are we talking about?
anymore. He can't act anymore. Shout out to Dirk Diggler.
Super Bowl 50.
Philly special. Philly. That was Super Bowl 50, right?
No, I thought Super Bowl 50 was the Broncos and Panthers.
Oh, you might be right about that.
It was
51. Super Bowl 51.
When are we going to get learned people in here?
That's my apology.
The day you leave, am I right?
I know less about NFL football than anybody in this room, although my team is the Super Bowl champion. So
That's all that matters, really.
what are we doing? Sports movies? Above the Rim from Dusty Chandler.
Tupac was in that movie, I think.
Hardball, best sports movie ever. Greatest baseball movie, Trouble with the Curve with Clint Eastwood. I never saw that movie. Is it good? Oh, no, apparently
it's
not.
Bad. Also a bad one.
But Air. How can we talk about Brad Pitt and bring up Moneyball, Jeremy? He was very good in Moneyball. Didn't have a lot of lines, but all right. On the way, we're going to be talking to Bagged Milk from Oilers Nation. Then we'll have more of your comments, probably some movie talk. And then at 1:40 today, it's Declan Nation's CFL edition. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Time for an update with Sam the Intern.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors Inc. Floors done right for homes or businesses. Visit the new showroom at 115077 149th Street or see them in the Fall Home Show October 17th to 19th. That's Custom Floors Inc. Busy night in the NHL tonight with the Flames heading to Vancouver to take on the Canucks. The Canadians and Red Wings facing off in Detroit. Senators take on the Lightning in Tampa. The Jets hosting the Stars, and the Golden Knights take the ice against San Jose. The Kraken head to Anaheim to take on the Ducks. National League Divisional Series continuing tonight as the Dodgers look to advance against the Phillies at 4, and the Cubs look to tie the series against the Brewers at 7. Week 6 in the NFL getting underway tonight as the Eagles and Giants take the field at 6:15. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Bagged Milk from Oilers Nation. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Fall into savings at Wolf GMC Buick. For a very limited time, get 0% on every 2025 Buick and GMC, including the all-new Buick Envista, the Encore, Envision, and Enclave. For the GMCs, 0% on 2025s like the Sierra Half-Ton, Sierra HD, even the Yukons. Get 0% on all 2025s. Plus, get up to 84 months on the GMC Sierra Half-Ton Crew Cab. But like the leaves, these deals won't last long. Get into Wolf GMC Buick now.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Carve out for a cause at the Jason Krueger Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House, indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for kids' sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to JasonKruegerPizzaPigout.com for more details and to buy tickets.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
I've been job hunting for months, but I don't have the skills for the jobs I want. I've been job hunting for months, and with the help of Work First Alberta, I got hired.
Work First Alberta can help you change your story. It connects job seekers with training and resources to find meaningful employment, and it can help employers find qualified candidates. Learn how you can change your story at workfirstalberta.ca. A message from the Government of Alberta.
When it comes to choosing a hair clinic, the difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. Transforming how you feel about yourself is a very personal experience, and I'll work directly with you every step of the way.
Physicians come from all over the world to learn from Dr. Elliott.
When your personal goal is to help other people achieve theirs, you must deeply understand the latest treatments.
Want to feel confident and comfortable? The difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott at drvanceelliott.com.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
He's the only person to win an arm wrestling contest with the Philly Fanatic. The Lowdown with Lowetide, now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings with 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com for details. Just had a bagged milk from Oilers Nation. The other day, my friend Josh Fenwick was out curling and he hurt his leg. I just found out that Josh has not gone to the doctor. I'm hoping one of his parents is listening because you should be seeing a doctor. There may be some rehab involved.
Yeah, I'll go to the doctor.
Well, we need
fine.
to have an update on that by the end of the week.
By the end of the week, I don't have time.
Well, I think maybe you make time. How long ago did you have this injury, sir?
I guess a week ago now.
Okay. So time is of the essence. You know, you'll be 78 years old walking down the road doing that thing you just did because you didn't get it looked at.
Yeah,
Promise me you're
right.
going to get it looked at as soon as possible.
Fine.
All right.
Fine. I'll go get it.
I don't
looked
want to
at.
have to bring this up again, Josh. All right. We're joined now by Bagged Milk from Oilers Nation. How are you?
I'm doing well. I think the trick here, though, is I was just listening to the conversation. You got to hide the limp better. If you're going to hide your injuries, you got to make sure that you're walking. You got to get rid of that hitch in your giddy up.
In fairness to young Fenwick, he has to walk by me about 5 times per day, and it's pronounced. And he's a healthy young person, so now he's walking by without a problem. But he's wincing and he's swearing under his breath, so I think that might be the problem. All right, look, we've got to talk about this Edmonton Oilers game last night. I thought they came out flying, and then they looked a little flat, and we know what happened on the third goal and then in the shootout. But what were your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be there last night, and I agree with you the exact same thing. I thought the Oilers were dominant for the first probably 38-ish minutes of the game. I thought they were playing really well. They had plenty of scoring chances. I thought that, Dustin Wolf did a good job of kind of stopping it at a 3-goal lead. But then after the Noah Philp, the very unlucky bounce off Noah Philp's skate, they just kind of, it's like the controller unplugged a little bit. They didn't look the same in terms of their aggressiveness, their execution. They were trying stuff that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise done. So it was like that first goal, the Noah Philp one, and then the missed high stick call ultimately just kind of derailed the whole evening. And it's unfortunate, but it started off so well. I was super pumped when it was 3-0. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, and it's unfortunate, but it's one game, and we can't get ahead of ourselves here. Stuart Skinner let in that soft goal to start the third period, but then he had some great moments. This is a pivotal year, contract year for Skinner. The Edmonton Oilers have changed out coaches, goaltending coaches, and expressed their belief in him and trust in him. But the rubber does hit the road. How much of a leash do you think he'll get? There are, options in Bakersfield, and certainly Calvin Pickard has held the net for periods of time in the past as well.
I still think the third goal was unfortunate, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't upset when it went in as well. But for the most part, I thought Stu was fine last night. The first two were incredibly unlucky. And I think that we need to take that into account a little bit here. So I think he's going to get a lot of leash. One bad night is not going to ruin the Oilers' plans, even though it ruined a lot of our evenings. I just think that he's going to get more time. This was the first game of the year. It's always a little bit sloppy. So let's have this conversation again on when we do my hit with you, Al, in January. Let's see where we're at then. But I don't think that anything's going to happen before Christmas or even probably after that.
Yeah, I was looking at the schedule for the next Thursdays over the next 16 weeks, and a lot of it was going to be about McDavid's contract. So we've got to fill in with something else. Maybe we'll go with Skinner from time to time. What was your reaction when McDavid signed that contract?
I was super excited. And, first of all, it was important that he just signed the extension. A lot of people thought he was going to remain in Edmonton, but until his name was actually on the dotted line, I was nervous. I admit I was nervous about it. I didn't I found myself wading into the body language expert. I'm watching his interviews with Friedman. I'm watching his interviews here, and I'm trying to pick things out. So I'm just glad it got done. And then when I saw the number, it was just, wow, what a gift. What a gift by the captain that he gave to the Oilers. Because you know what? The reality is he could have walked into Stan Bowman's office or however this went and said, I want 20. And he would have said, okay, no problem. But he didn't do that. He came in at the exact same number, not even a raise. I thought at the very least, if he was going to take a discount, he would match Leon's contract or something. But he didn't. And then right after, the team now had the ability to go out and extend Jake Wallman on the money with the money that Connor left off the table. So I was stunned at the number. I was overjoyed for all of us here that have had to listen to the noise all summer. But yeah, it's a very, very cool moment. I also am not one of those people that subscribe to the idea that this is now somehow running an even more pressure-filled clock on the Oilers organization. I think there's always pressure, and I think there was always pressure to win. I just think that this next couple of years it's all in time. It's time to press. And he'll extend again after this 3 years is done, but probably not at a discount. So I was super excited for all of us. I was super excited we can finally stop listening to the noise. It was just a very good Monday overall.
Yeah, and I think that, everybody talks about the pressure being put on. By the time Alex Ovechkin won his Stanley Cup, people had assumed that he would never win one. So it can come later on in a career and he could win 2 or 3. Time is tight, but I think it was a matter of this organization catching up to his talent, and the last 2 seasons showed that they're almost there. Power play was exceptional. Both Nugent Hopkins and Leon Draisaitl picking up a couple of power play points in that game last night. Clearly, that's going to be a big key for the Edmonton Oilers this year. I liked the presence of Tomasic on the power play. What were your thoughts?
Well, number one, I was curious who they were going to put there with Zach Hyman out. Obviously, when he returns, that's his job probably again. But to have David Tomasic up there was really interesting to me. And the assist on Leon Draisaitl's goal was a masterpiece. It seems like he has some offensive instincts. Clearly, Chris Knobloch believes so, or else he wouldn't be out there. But I think he's a really interesting player. Watching him last night, I mean, we'll ignore the 2 penalties he took, but he's skilled. There's plenty of skill there. He can think an offensive game, and I'm curious to see where he lands when the roster starts filling up a little bit, because I think you're going to probably want to put him in an offensive type of role given his instinct. So I was super impressed with him. Again, this is still early days, first impressions and all that, but I thought he was solid last night, and the assist on Draisaitl's goal was wonderful.
So Jack Roslovic, you talked about, making room. He signed. It's a very reasonable contract. So I'm thinking Lazar might be waived. I'm thinking Janmark might be traded. Stetcher as well. Are those the names you're looking at?
100%. Yeah, because when I was sitting in the stands last night, the news started to spread around me before I saw it on Twitter. So it was really interesting. But my first thought was exactly your question is, okay, great deal, I think, for a guy who had 22 goals last year, but where does he go? So Tyler Yaremchuk and I were talking about it this morning, and those names that you just mentioned, the Lazars, the Janmarks, maybe Troy Stetcher, those are the guys that we singled out. They're the ones that make the most sense. But at the same point, it's almost expect the unexpected a little bit, because I also didn't expect Jack Roslovic to sign a contract with the Oilers in the middle of the second period. So we'll see what Chris Knobloch has to say about it and what their decisions are. I was just more surprised that it happened, because we had heard the reports, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, that the Oilers had offered him a contract and he turned it down. So to see him land in the middle of the game was super interesting. And now I'm excited to see where he fits and how he slots into the overall big picture.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, because this is a team that has skill. And I just, I think Stan Bowman's done a really good job of procuring talent at really reasonable contracts for not a lot of assets out, and not to, cast aspersions on previous management, but there was a style of doing business under Ken Holland and Peter Chiarelli that didn't necessarily involve being too frugal with what was being passed along either by AAV of the contract or by assets out to acquire the player. Bowman's done a lot more with less.
Yeah, I agree. And if you think about his tenure so far, and I know he's still in the early days in terms of a GM, but outside of maybe not matching Holloway, there's not a lot I disagree with on anything he's done. And then the other aspect too of your point is when he did spend assets to acquire players like a Trent Frederick or a Jake Wallman, he found a way to extend them as well. So the overall value just looks that much better, because it's not like these are guys who are pure rentals that just left right away. So I actually think he's done a really, really solid job. I'm curious to see, we know he has a history of finding players that can contribute in the NCAA and overseas. I'm curious to see how many more of those he can find. I'm curious to see what other trades he can find, because to this point, they've been solid and they haven't been overpays, and it's been really refreshing.
So Blue Jays are on to the next. I know Yaremchuk is probably impossible. He's probably throwing a ball at the wall right now. How are you feeling about the Toronto Blue Jays?
It was very exciting. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't watching the end of the game in my seat at Rogers Place last night. So it was super exciting. Game 3 obviously started off hot and then went the complete other way. So to have them come out and win the series against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium with a bullpen game was incredibly impressive. And it's super exciting that they're moving on to the LCS. And I'm very much looking forward to Sunday.
Going to be a good time. Thanks for this. Appreciate it. Say hi to Frank for me.
Always will. Thanks, Al.
There you go. Bag milk. I thought his comments were poignant and on point, and I appreciated his words on Stuart Skinner. The Edmonton Oilers fans have always been tough on goaltenders. Ask Grant Fuhr. I guess Andy Moog was a goalie who didn't hang around long enough to have people turn on him, but pretty much everybody else has had that. And I mean, I hope Stuart Skinner wins a Stanley Cup as the starting goalie with the Edmonton Oilers. And I believe that for a long, long time. Last night, you get the feeling, the clock is ticking. They've already made a move for Connor Ingram. And now we'll see. Because I just can't see them going into the Stanley Cup playoffs with the same tandem as they had the last 2 years, and that's Skinner and Calvin Pickard. So we await the news, as it were. A couple of things I wanted to pass along. First of all, Mike Greenwell, who was a Boston Red Sox outfielder, terrific hitter for a dozen seasons, has passed away. And just getting word of that now. And also, many years ago on the Lowdown, and on the Saturday show, the Oilers Nation Saturday show, Nation Radio, I used to have a guest on, Alex Thomas, who wrote about the Oilers from Boston. And Alex came to Edmonton a few times, and I had a chance to have coffee a couple of times with his dad, and I think I met his girlfriend as well. And we interacted over many years. And he just tweeted out, super excited to call New York Rangers game alongside Dave from Buffalo. Certainly a night I won't forget anytime soon. Beyond honored to be part of the Rangers radio broadcast team this season for a number of games. A lifelong dream come true. Talk tonight. So Alex will be in the booth with Dave Starman, and I'm delighted for him. I want to congratulate him. That's a fantastic feat, broadcast feat, and well done by him. Okay, it's 1:15. We're going to take a break. Don't forget your comments on the way, and we'll have declinations talking CFL at 1:40. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
One plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
Whoa, who took off all the lights? Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved heavy truck auctions are next Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tridom, tandem, and single axle trucks including tractors, diggers, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com. Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved industrial auctions are next Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
You need the lowdown? It's with Lowetide right now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. 119 BTO. Saw Randy Backman tweet out today about the Rush tour. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson and a brand new drummer going to be on tour this year. Well, next year. Loving it. You guys got a favorite Rush song or album? Mine is Fly By Night.
Limelight.
Nice.
Living in the one of my favorite songs to run to again.
Fly By Night is my favorite album by Rush. My favorite song by Rush. Boy, I love Tom Sawyer so much. I'll say it's Tom Sawyer. What about you?
Not a Rush fan.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest Rush fan in the world either.
I'm not the biggest Rush fan either, but I got a favorite song and album.
I like Rush is not something I grew up listening to.
Does your dad like Rush?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. My choice here is Closer to the Heart.
That's that guitar intro. I'd pay money to be able to play guitar like that. That's a really good song. All right. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Fall into savings with 0% financing on all 2025 Buick and GMC vehicles. We're making it easy. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com. When you buy a vehicle there, you can play your Rush songs as you drive down the road. Beating the Yankees might be my World Series win, Steve Wojciechowski. Nothing better than destroying a loudmouth division rival. Let's go Blue Jays. I think the Yankees left their best game like in 1978. That's bad. It frustrates me when you're supposed to be a really good team. You're a playoff team. You're trying to make it to the LCS, and you can't catch the ball. You can't throw the ball. You can't run the bases. They had like three guys. Schlittler, Judge, Chisholm, Rice, Spohr, Rodon.
Chisholm really wasn't that good.
But he had a home run, though.
Congratulations to him. He hit a home run.
Well,
in their losses, what did Jazz Chisholm Jr. do?
They were awful. But Schlittler did. You're right. Schlittler was good, and Judge hit that massive home run, and he also got on base a little more this time. If you paid money, you could learn to play that song pretty easily. I know, but I don't. I'm old. Got rheumatism, arthritis. Yep. I got the lung.
Hopefully a couple more things that you've mentioned.
You used to be more subtle about this, but not anymore. Nerds in the office making lineup decisions. Jazz came up in big spots with nothing. Spirit of Radio, great song. That's like your favorite, pick a band and you say, okay, this is my favorite song. And like Tragically Hip, whatever, so ask me that, I think of it Head by a Century. And then I think of all the, like Bob Cajun, like there's so many good songs, right? You'd have to spend an hour a day figuring it out.
Wheat Kings. Yeah, I remember.
Kings, great song.
Yeah. most of my family. Well, I shouldn't say most of my family. Like my dad, stepmom, they play guitar. My sister plays guitar a little. It'd be nice to be something to learn. I always wanted to play Piano Man on the piano, and then be at an event with a piano and be like,
okay,
watch this, everyone.
9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Get on there and knock out
Yeah.
Piano Man.
Yeah.
Taking no steps to making that happen, but
No, but I mean, you don't have to now. You don't have to impress anybody. You just walk in and they go, "That's Declan."
they know I'm good at other things.
Yeah.
Well, they know I do other things. If
They're
I'm
like,
good at them is another
do you remember the
question.
Bugs Bunny episode where they'd say Leopold?
Yeah.
Leopold. That's how they go, Declan, when you walk in. Or not.
I don't mind that. It's a little vain, but I don't mind it.
Working Man by Rush. The Hip. Nautical Disaster. Grossly undervalued from Team Dean. Working Man by Rush. Vital Signs. Moving Pictures. Favorite Rush album. And Terry. I love Fly By Night because it was the first time I'd heard them. And sometimes a band, like they are never as fresh and new as when you hear them the first time. And I'm not saying Rush didn't do better music. They did. But that was like really good rock and roll. Loved it. Thankfully, I didn't listen to myself and bet on the Oilers last night. Barber and Peace River. Yeah, I don't bet, so I can't help you there. But Calgary's a good team. You know, we talked about them maybe making the playoffs. They worked hard, man. They worked really hard last night. And they're exactly the kind of team that gives the Oilers fits because they don't give up.
Yeah, this is the thing, though. Calgary didn't, and Calgary does play hard, and they're limited by their talent levels, but they work at it, and I do think they can be.
Frost is going to have a huge year.
I predicted them being like that second wild card team, probably getting bounced in 4 or 5 in the first round, but you're right, they are there. But the thing was, this wasn't really like a Calgary storming back and putting their foot on the gas and making it tough and difficult for the Oilers.
Oh, I thought their forecheck was really good.
Their forecheck was great, but it was turnovers by Edmonton. It was honestly 2 fluky goals.
But how did like the forecheck causes those, right? Like, so you got to give them some credit.
Yeah, I mean, like the forecheck played well, but like it wasn't some sustained offensive zone pressure foot on the neck of Edmonton to get there. Like it was a goal that never should have gone in off Phillips' stick. It was a turnover that led to Connor Zeri's goal off what we thought was a high stick.
Right.
And then it was another really fluky goal that Stuart Skinner. Like you got to
stop.
You got to be better on that, obviously.
I knew it was going to be bad news when some guy named Gradin scored.
And then it was, I don't know. Then I guess they defended well on that power play in overtime.
By the way,
talk ill of Gridden.
Who?
Don't talk ill of Gridden.
Gridden? Yeah.
He almost had one.
Yeah, he did.
He almost had one in.
Also,
he did score.
By the way,
well, he almost had that winner though.
Adam Klapka is 6'8".
Big dude.
Yeah. Now he's still just getting off the ice from last night's game, but he's 6'8".
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah. You were going to say something?
I was going to say something. I said that the Flames are going to win in overtime. Whether or not I said it on air.
I think you did say they were going to win. I don't remember about the overtime.
Shootout. I meant shootout. I definitely was talking a lot of smack when I was at the Canadian Brew House waiting to take the brew bus.
No.
Because they all know me there. So I'm like, all right, we're going to win in a shootout. We're going to win in a shootout.
You do that again, and they're going to have you ride home under the bus.
There was some threats about that before the bus even left.
Yeah, and that's right. With Roslovac added to Tomasic and Philp, the Oilers could have 2 centers on every line with a left-right combo on lines 2, 3, and 4. You think that's part of the plan? It might be part of the residue, but I think the plan is they just like to have a scoring winger, and they've got one in Roslovic. Bad penalties, no control of your stick, ends up in the back of your net, probably the game changer right there. Well, that's a good point. Roslovic is going to be a healthy scratch most nights. He doesn't play defense, Terry North Edmonton. Well, I looked at the puck IQ numbers. He played a lot against really elite competition. And I think that sometimes when skilled players are left in that situation, it can often look like they're not getting the job done. But his expected goal percentage is around 50%. He played on some poor teams, and his goal share wasn't high on those teams. But He did pretty well. I'm pretty excited about watching him play.
I'm really curious to see where he's going to slide in.
Yeah. Now, we're betting a dinky toy?
Yeah.
This will be 2 you owe me now.
Yep. Yeah, because you think Kapanen's going to come out.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I think Kapanen played really well.
I'm not saying that this isn't about
he
playing
fills a
well.
role. No, I
He's
know.
really played well. But who are you taking out?
Yeah,
You're taking out Howard.
I'm going to say Ike Howard, and I don't love that at all. And I'm not confident in that. But that's going to be my pick.
Okay.
Savoy would be the other, but I don't think you have a lot riding on these two guys to play in skill, line spots.
Really, I've got a dinky toy. It's not that big a deal.
Well, I was more talking about the organization.
Oh, sure.
But
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not going to play them, you have to send them out. And maybe that's the deal. Maybe they send out, maybe that's what it's going to be. They're going to send Ike Howard down and they're going to put in Roslovic. I don't think that's what they're going to do. It would be early to abandon the idea you've committed to.
Yes, it would, but you've also been presented with a new,
option,
proven 20-goal scorer.
Eddie Cheddar says, "Good day, gentlemen. Regarding the Yankees, they're lollygaggers. They lollygag the ball around the infield. They lollygag in and out of the dugout. You know what that makes them, Larry? Did you see that movie? Lollygaggers.
Which movie is this?
What movie is that one? That's Major League?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it might be Bull Durham. Ike Howard, he doesn't have to clear waivers, send him down from Bill. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, I liked his game, though. I mean, he had a chance. He had he had 2 or 3 good looks.
He walked in with some nice hands.
Yeah.
On one, he just lost control of the puck at the end of it. But,
flubbed it a little bit.
Yeah. And then he almost had a cheeky little chip shot in the shootout.
Yeah.
He woofed it, but he tried.
He done his first.
He's got confidence.
NHL
Like
game.
he plays with confidence, even despite it being his first NHL game.
Mm. I'm wondering about today's baseball games. Cubs win this one, then there's a game 5. Milwaukee has just looked so good in this series. I have a feeling they're going to win it. And then the Dodgers feel inevitable to me. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to pick the Mariners over the Tigers, although I am cheering for the Tigers for lots of reasons. But Tigers Jays in the LCS would be wild. Wild.
If the Tigers do make it to the ALCS, who do you think wins that series?
I mean, I would probably go Jays. I think the Mariners would beat the Jays, but I think the Jays would beat the Tigers. Tigers, like they're like Skubal is like really tough. Probably 2 games are going to be. Detroit has a strong chance to win, although they didn't beat the Mariners when Skubal pitched this during this series in the first time. I'll say the Mariners beat the Jays. It's like rock, paper, scissors. Jays beat the Tigers. And then I have Mariners over the Dodgers in the World Series. Did you see Logan Gilbert pitch the other night?
I didn't.
Man, he's good.
How'd it look?
He's just really good.
Okay.
I was listening to Rates and Barrels, which is a brilliant podcast. And he threw, during the regular season, he threw his fastball like 40% of the time and his slider like 35% of the time. And he switched it. He was running his slider far more than his fastball. And the Tigers didn't adjust. Scratch Noah Philp and his unlucky skate. That's pretty cruel. I mean, I don't know. Calgary players played 15 to 18 minutes. Edmonton had players 10 minutes. Savoy played 12. Nom needs a better game plan than McDry. No, he's going to play the hell out of McDry. I don't agree with it, but that's what he does. They played 24 and a half or something like that last night. No, there was overtime, but still, they really, really, really do play the hell out of them. And I think that's by design. I think that's what the players want. So you're going to let your horses run free, and that's what they're doing. Jack Roslovic has a nasty side too. Maybe another Evander Kane. Coach L. All right, 133. So we've set the bet, just so you know. It's a dinky toy, Hot Wheels or other.
Yep.
And the bet is that when Roslovic is added to the roster, he will play in front of, I'm saying Kasperi Kapanen, and you're saying Ike Howard.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, again, I don't think
I just don't think it's gonna be.
I think you know how to agree on a bet, but you don't know how to shake hands on a bet.
Here's the thing: I want odds on this bet.
No.
Well, then bets off. I want 1.5 to 1 odds.
No, I'm not. We're not playing here.
Okay, then bets off.
You know, what are we doing? What are you and I doing now? We're doing a radio show.
Yes.
For the amusement of the people listening to us. And you come in here like a jack-o'-lantern and insist on like some kind of extra odds.
Yeah, I want odds.
You want me to cut a Hot Wheels in half and give you 1.5 Hot Wheels?
Well, maybe like if my Hot Wheels, if I get it for 10, you get one that's worth 15. Or if I get one that's 5, you get one that's worth 750.
I'll tell you right now, the quality of the dinky toy you're getting is going lower every second we have this conversation.
Okay, fine. We'll just bet 1 for 1. I guess. I don't think you can take Kapanen out of the lineup.
Yeah. Why no Bread Eater in the shootout? Do we have the list of the shootout names?
Yeah, I have it here. It was McDavid, miss. Draisaitl, goal. Nuge, miss. Tomasek, miss. They're all misses from here on out, actually. Tomasek, Howard, Savoy, Boosh. Hilarious attempt, by the way. And then Kapanen.
All right. Hot Wheels Batmobile. I had that one. It was very good. Skinner cannot thrive in this market anymore. Wish him the best elsewhere. Also, don't forget to show up at Elks Tailgate number 87, Chili Cook-Off on Saturday. We finished second last year. We're seeking redemption. Lowetide can come out too if he brings beer.
Hey, there you go.
Daryl.
There's a nice invite for you.
Wait a minute. If I have a dozen beer and I take it there, am I still going to have a dozen beer?
I think, no, isn't the presumption that you maybe have 2 or 3 beer and that 6 other people have 2 beer?
Lowetide's going to share his beer.
5 people have 2 beer. Yeah. That's what it's about. Beer is better shared with friends.
TV Series 69, Bruce Wayne. That was a great Batmobile. Playing Connor and Leon in the PK is taking players like Podkolzin and Kapanen out of the game. Well, look, I agree with you, but did you see the second line last night? It's not great, and it's because Draisaitl's not on it. So this is about playing the regular season and potting a bunch of points, and I don't think it's optimal, and I really don't. I think that you can start the game with those two together, but you've got to check down at some point, and when you don't, then you end up. What we saw was the second and the third and the fourth line just aren't as good. So when the great players are at rest, you get a less finished product. The way to overcome that is to play Leon in the second line.
I do think there's something to be said for taking them off the penalty kill as well. With their value at 5-on-5, then obviously the power play, especially after a penalty kill, you want to get them out there at even strength.
You bet.
Double up on you do not want them blowing their gas playing PK.
We'll answer this and then we'll take a break. Jay says, can you elaborate on what Roslovic is? How tall, how fast, how feisty, what color hair, favorite food? I don't know any of that stuff. I can tell you he's fast. He's about 6'1", 200. He scored 22 goals last year. I look at the established level of abilities of being the last 3 years. He's at about 1.75 or better points per 60. He's a skill guy. I think he's better suited to the wing. He did have a good face-off percentage last year, but traditionally he is not a great face-off man. I don't think they'll play him in the middle. We'll see. It's a great signing. It's not for a lot of money. We'll see how it plays out, but I would suspect he's going to fill the net at some point this year, and he is skilled. He can play on the top 6. On the way, declinations, talking CFL, Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off a $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
It's an action-packed long weekend of Oil Kings hockey at Rogers Place, starting Saturday afternoon against the Moose Jaw Warriors.
Then it's a Thanksgiving Monday matchup with the Lethbridge Hurricanes.
Bring boxes of mac and cheese to use as noisemakers, then donate to Edmonton's Food Bank after the game.
And at every home game, score Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less. The value is king size.
Edmonton, Moose Jaw, Saturday at 2 p.m.
Oil Kings, Hurricanes. Special holiday Monday noon puck drop.
Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 a seat at oilkings.ca.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Strudley. How would you like to join me and the superstars of hockey on an exotic holiday? Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters, you can attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Fernando Pisani, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Gene Principe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. There's still time to get in on every hockey fan's dream cruise. Book now and save $500 per couple. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
Visit cast.tours/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Call now to book and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours, 1-833.
And sticking to breaking down the middle. Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Visit them at wolfgmcbuick.com. I don't think that's his real phone number. Who would put that on a record? Time for Declinations, brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca. Article, podcast, and more breaking down the green and gold than you could possibly shake a stick at. The most in-depth Double E football coverage online. elksnation.ca. That whole thing about shake a stick at isn't there, but the font was so small.
You
I had
added
to
it.
ad lib to catch up to the words,
Big one this Saturday for the Elks. It's kind of, I mean, Justin Rankin said it on Jason's show yesterday, like every game from here on out is a playoff game. And so I think the question for a lot of people is like, what does the path to the playoffs actually look like for the Elks? Wrote about it today. The article will be going up later. The easiest path, you go 3-0, Calgary and Winnipeg go 0-3. You're 9-9, they're 8-10. You're third in the West. Easy. Get to play in the West, you go to BC.
That's frankly
not likely
unrealistic.
going to happen. So there are a few different scenarios. So with Edmonton and Winnipeg right now, how it sits is Winnipeg won the first meeting by 13. So if Edmonton wins by 14 or more, they'll then have the tiebreaker against BC in the event of them having the same record. If they win by 13 and those two finish with the same record, the tiebreaker will come down to the divisional record, which is still yet to be determined. Right now, Edmonton's 2-5, Winnipeg is 3-5. Then, if there's a three-way tie between Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg, it comes down to winning percentage versus each other. And Calgary has 3 wins against Winnipeg this season. So even if they go 1-2 versus Edmonton overall, they would sit at 4-2 and they would have that best winning percentage. So then if Edmonton and Winnipeg, those final 2 matchups would need to determine it. So Edmonton would have to win one of the 2 against Calgary to go to 8 to end Winnipeg to go to 8-10, and then be 2-3, and Winnipeg could slip to like 2-4. And then you would have the same record as Winnipeg, but you would have that better.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of math that goes into it, but the easiest path is go 3-0, take care of your business, and then all of a sudden you're 9-9, you're in the playoffs. Now,
it sounds weird to say 3-0, but they have been better in the back half of the year.
And it's like a doable 3-0 because you have to play Winnipeg and Calgary. And then your other game is against BC. That's going to be the tough one. But you get to host Winnipeg and Calgary. So those are 2 wins you could pick up along the way. And Winnipeg, they got to play Montreal. They got to play Saskatchewan. It's tough sledding. The real hard part of this is Calgary hosts Toronto. And that's a game they're probably going to win because Toronto's been eliminated from playoff contention. That's another thing. A team from the West will be crossing over.
Right.
It just depends on who it's going to be. And so you take care of business against Winnipeg, which is, it's funny because that's a type of game that's going to be won or lost in the trenches. Like Edmonton's defense is ranked last in the CFL overall, but the category they're best at is actually stopping the run. They're third in the CFL at that. They only give up about 95 yards a game. The problem there becomes that do you know who the best running team in the CFL is? It's Winnipeg, 121 yards per game. So for a defensive line that's seen some changes and seen some different iterations of things, substitutions, etc., they really need to win that line of scrimmage and not let Winnipeg run the ball. Because Winnipeg, they're the 8th best passing team in the CFL, which is also second last. But the worst pass defense is Edmonton. So it's not like you exactly have a matchup advantage there. Where the game is going to be won and lost is stopping Winnipeg's ability to run the ball. Offensively, it has to go through Justin Rankin, leads the CFL in big plays at 15. I don't think you can be taking deep shots and trying to really target this Winnipeg secondary. I think everything needs to be kind of low underneath. You need to, like a lot of drag routes that are just easy completions, a lot of 5-and-outs, 5-and-ins that are easy completions. Keep Winnipeg's defense on the field. Don't let Winnipeg set the tone of what they want to do. Take the game to them, make them get out of their game plan, make them uncomfortable. Like, I think that's what they have to do.
It's I keep going back to those couple of games that were so close on, but they do need a little bit of luck, right? To get there.
They definitely need a little bit of luck. Now, I honestly think their best path is Winnipeg going 0-3 and Calgary, and Edmonton even if Edmonton goes 2-1, then them and Winnipeg would both be 8-10.
Right.
And so if you beat Winnipeg by more than 14 or more this weekend, you'll have the tiebreaker. And I do think Winnipeg going 0-3 is a realistic proposition. They have to play Edmonton this week. That's the big game. This is the one we're circling. But then if they lose to Saskatchewan and lose to Montreal, their last 2 games of the season, like those are 2 games you could see them losing. So if you beat Winnipeg and you win by more than 14, you will have that tiebreaker.
Rough Riders have Lowther coming back, I think.
They do.
Are they? Because they've been a little lethargic lately.
They have, Matt. A bad loss to Montreal at home. Right. Bad loss. Montreal scored 48 points on them. Then they have the bye week, come and play Edmonton, who had just lost to Hamilton and Toronto in heartbreaking fashion. They lose that game. And then they go to Ottawa. Listen, they're all professionals, but they beat that Ottawa team by 7, and that's a team you should beat by a lot more. You only scored 20 points against them. So Saskatchewan has gotten cold kind of when it matters most.
Yeah, and that's like CFL's a long year, but man, sometimes you end up being hot early and you never get it back.
Yes,
and they have the look anyway. I'm not saying they're not gonna win the Grey Cup, but there was a period of time where I thought they were, odds on. Don't know if I would say that now. Been a good year for the league. What I like about the league now is there are more good quarterbacks. It's an ebb and flow in the CFL. Sometimes you go through periods of time where you're like, man, everybody is 90 in this damn league at quarterback. And then a bunch of guys come up and really get it. And that becomes, the new normal where you're like, okay, who's the best young quarterback in the league? And
it's got to be an obvious answer, right? It's got to be Nathan Rourke.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Declan CFL for today.
In what world does Kapanen shoot before Mangiapane in a shootout? Well, last night. That's a world. People get mad about the shootouts, and they always have. I remember I mentioned Matt Hendricks earlier. Hendricks was a wizard at the shootout. But people would still go, what the hell is he? And then he'd score. Where he settled down. Remember Sam Gagne? He was really good on the shootout. Back in the day.
There are some guys. It's funny. Some guys can have like really nice mitts. Like Linus Omark was a guy who was good in shootouts.
Yeah,
Like some guys cannot really be that good of players, but they have really nice mitts in those one-on-one versus the goalie situations.
I remember Omark scored against Tampa Bay. Did this funky move, lofted the puck, it landed in the net, and Lightning players were like mad at him. Like, oh, that suck, big showman. Well, he won the game. That's sort of the job. But all the Lightning players were like, and I've never understood that. When the Oilers are at their best, their confident best, they are arrogant and they're cocky. Anybody who lived through the 1980s and watched the Edmonton Oilers, they didn't give a rat's ass what anybody thought. Nobody cared. Glenn Anderson cared how, I scored too fancy a goal, or they weren't expecting that. I remember one time in the post game, the goaltender might have been Buffalo. The goaltender was mad because he expected Messier to pass the puck out on the right side, and Messier passed a back pass to Glenn Anderson, who shoved it in the other side of the net. And the goalie was like, that's not professional or whatever. And I remember they were mocking the goalie. They're like, yeah, sure. I guess we didn't score in the right, way, but they counted it anyway. And for some reason, when the Oilers were struggling during that particular era, when it happened with Tampa Bay, and when Nal Yakupov scored, and then remember that big Selly?
Oh, yeah.
And Eric Boulanger said, I'll talk to him. All of a sudden, the Oilers were like the keepers of grand hockey tradition. There aren't any. Everybody is skating around and playing hockey, and if you score, you're happy. But for some reason, the Oilers got caught up in a weird, Bermuda Triangle of, you don't do that in hockey. Meanwhile, they had obliterated all hockey remnants of tradition in the 1980s when they were trucking by teams. Oh, you don't score 8 in a game? Well, hell, we'll do it 2 games in a row. How about that? I would like to see this Oilers team become that arrogant. Screw everybody. Just score a bunch of goals. That Omar shootout goal still makes me mad about the way it was reacted to, and the Yakupov goal. Like, is that leadership when the veterans say, I'll talk to him? I don't understand that. Our guy beat your guy. Shut your mouth. That's the answer.
I feel like that should be the go-to thing with just any sport as well, because I feel like a lot of people, like especially in the MLB, people will get mad at people for hitting home runs when there's a position player on the mound.
It's the game. Although, did you see the Jays playing New York in the clubhouse last night?
So awesome.
And did you hear Vladdy about Yankees lose? I love Vlad. I'm not a Jays fan.
David Ortiz as well on the broad. He had sombreros for A-Rod and Jeter saying, you guys can join me in Cancun because the Yankees are going home. That was awesome.
It was awesome. I loved it. Big Poppy was good on that. It was very good.
He's a good personality. That panel has a little NBA on TNT vibes to it.
Yeah, it does. And they are like, the Big Poppy adds a lot to it because he's not as...
He kind of doesn't care.
Well, the other two guys are very formal, right? Like, I think Jeter's something of a god in New York, right? So, no disrespect to the actual god, but you get my point. So tomorrow's Friday, and on the 27th of October, Steve Lansky, Dan Hemming, going to be joining us inside the Truck Podcast on the Friday for the entire 2 hours. Now, we're still going to do declinations.
Yeah, of course. I like when Steve reacts to the declinations.
Yeah. Now, also, I should tell people that Tyler Uremchuk no longer available on our show. His show, which is like sprouting wings and flying high, like the Beatles, is not available because it's going 90 minutes. So we appreciate all the times that he visited us, and we wish him the best of luck. And we are looking for another individual to slide in there. I'm thinking it's going to be Declan Krueger, who's going to give us updates on Australian rules football.
The Greek?
We should have a betting segment.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be awesome. We got to get a betting sponsor first.
Yeah, Hot Wheels. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Jason Krueger on the way. Please enjoy your afternoon.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your fridge just got an upgrade. Over 200 chef-prepared gourmet meals waiting at Loca Quality Market. Shop local at loca.ca. Busy night in the NHL tonight with the Flames heading to Vancouver to take on the Canucks. The Canadiens and Red Wings facing off in Detroit. Senators taking on the Lightning in Tampa. The Jets host the Stars. And the Golden Knights take the ice against San Jose, while the Kraken host the Ducks. National League Divisional Series continuing tonight as the Dodgers look to advance against the Phillies at 4. The Cubs look to tie their series against the Brewers at 7. Week 6 in the NFL getting underway tonight as the Eagles and Giants take the field at 6:15. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's the Jason Krueger Show here on Sports 1440. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR